Welcome to College Town Talk. I'm Jonathan Frank.
And I'm Shan Stout.
Shan, we have to be serious journalists today. Less fourth hour of the Today Show, more 60 Minutes. We're professionals.
And may I ask what brought this on?
It's our guest today, Shan. We're talking with Dr. Brenda Wilson, who is a professor of journalism at Tennessee Tech. She's worked at the university for nearly 30 years. She's a two-time Tech graduate. She mustn't know how ridiculous this show usually is. Now, give me your best, Barbara Walters.
Now, Jonathan, I have a feeling that if Dr. Wilson has heard our show before, she knows exactly what she's in for. Dr. Wilson, welcome to College Town Talk.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
Now, as Jonathan mentioned, you've been connected to this community for a very long time. Not only are you a proud Tech alum, but you returned here to serve in the Department of Communications and Media, where you've mentored and led students for more than a generation, including serving as the former advisor for the student newspaper, The Oracle, and the current advisor for the yearbook, The Eagle, which we're going to get to in a moment. Now, my question is, what was it about Tennessee Tech that made you want to return here as a professor, and what has kept you here for so many years?
I would say it is the sense of community on campus, and especially in our program. I was a first-generation college student, and I came to campus as an undecided major. I was curious about a lot of things. My high school teachers and my ACT scores kind of directed me toward writing. So I took a journalism class early on, got involved with student media, and never looked back. So it was just, I found my place once I found that program. And I think, Tech has, over the years, a few years ago, actually several years ago maybe, started developing learning communities. And looking at that, I think, we've always had a learning community, sort of an organic one that didn't have to be created or helped along. So that is real. It's like a second family. And we hear that a lot from our graduates. We have a senior exit survey that they take, and we get that response a lot, that they just felt like it was a family or a community environment that really helped them along.
I love
learning.
that.
Yeah.
Now, Brenda, you said you started out as an undecided major, and we have a lot of students that come through the Welcome Center and the visitor shop downtown, and they're new to Cookeville, and they're trying to get their bearings. And, we'll talk to them, oh, you're a student at Tech, and then somebody will ask them, hey, what are you majoring in? And when they are undecided, they feel embarrassed about it. And I always tell them it's better to see if you haven't, you're young. When you start college, you are usually a young person. You need to see your opportunities. And even if someone has decided their major and they change it, that's all a part trying to define who you are at a very young age. And sometimes you're just not sure. You need to be able to try on. It's like a coat. Until you try it on, you don't know if you're going to love it or hate it. It may look great on the rack, but you gotta get in there and just see how it feels. Yeah. And I love the fact that for students that are listening to this podcast, it's okay to have an undecided major.
Absolutely.
That's part of the process.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about, not necessarily, the journalism program, yes, but also student media. We have all majors. If you're curious about things, it's a great opportunity to learn about every aspect of campus, and you may decide to major in something else. But like I said, we have all majors on staff, and they work together, get to know each other, and maybe they'll minor in it because they like the day-to-day process of creating content and gathering information. But if you're curious about a lot of things, it's a great place to be. You can learn
my daughter started out in early education, and she eventually worked her way to journalism and communication side. And so that's what she's doing for her career now.
They do more of that in the K-12 schools now. They have their own media setups, not just their student newspaper and yearbook and things, but radio and television and just, productions. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Wilson, I've been a fan for a long time. I'm proud to be one of your former students, and I have so appreciated the opportunity to continue learning from you now as I've been helping to adjunct a class in the communication and media department under your leadership, which has been very rewarding for me, and I'm grateful to you for entrusting me with that opportunity. But I want to ask you about something Shan referenced, which is your work with the Oracle, because not only are you the former faculty advisor for the Oracle, but you also wrote for the Oracle during your days as a student. So your connection to the newspaper really runs deep. And last year, the Oracle celebrated its centennial anniversary. And we had a wonderful celebration and alumni reunion there in the RUC. And I want to shout out Kelly Chambers and the Alumni Center that helped put that together. But you emceed the event. You were a great host. Can you tell us about that day and why student media like the Oracle is important?
Yes, it was. It was such a great event. We had an open mic and a room full of professional storytellers, great storytellers. So we just got started and look up, and it's an hour and a half in, and we're still telling great stories. But to look around the room and see our current students hearing the alumni stories and nodding along and understanding they had similar experiences. But, the looking back on it, you can laugh, but it's a job where you're juggling your school, your classes, other jobs, your life, and then deadlines. And so, you're out there hustling, trying to get the story, and sometimes you might run afoul of the administration, and those are kind of funny stories sometimes too. But they do it out of love, and they have a real commitment to campus. They're telling the stories of campus. So it's important. Woven into all those stories were those life skills. And it's really great to hear from even current students got up and told stories about their experiences building those organizational skills that they have to have, leadership skills. Some of them are in charge of managing people to get deadlines in on time. So it just all comes together. But that was such a great celebration. And yes, the alumni office, they're so good to us. They sponsored it and organized it, and oh man, it was just such a good opportunity to really celebrate all those years, that legacy that the newspaper has been to campus. It's so great to be at like a campus-wide faculty meeting and have someone say, "Well, I read that in the Oracle," or "I saw that on the Oracle website," and I think, wow, we're fulfilling our role. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So that's really encouraging to see that people are paying attention to what our students are doing because they work so hard and put so much time into it. And so all the culmination of that over the years, some things have changed quite a bit with technology, but a lot of things haven't. Those communication skills are still being built.
Well,
Yeah.
and you said legacy, and I feel like that's really the operative word. And for those of us that are kind of, I'd like to think of myself as still a little bit of a younger alum.
Yeah.
To be able to be in that room and see the legacy that we get to be a part of as former Oracle staff, and something that is endured for a century. I mean, and the alums that have been so successful. I mean, a lot of people may not know that we have Oracle alumni that have written for the New York Times.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
so it's something that we can
won
all
Pulitzer
really be proud
Prizes.
of.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And we were the first draft of campus history, too. So we have all the archived newspapers and yearbooks and magazines, and we can look back and see how campus has changed and just see where we've come, where we were and how far along we've come as a university. So, yeah, it's quite a legacy. It's also a special opportunity to get to be a part of that. So we don't take that for granted, that we have the support of the university to continue doing that, the storytelling on campus.
Well, and I think that a college newspaper, a website, those sort of things, it's one of the rare opportunities where you get to practice a job in real life before you graduate. Sometimes you get a degree, and until you get in the workplace, you don't know what the actual job is going to feel like.
Yeah.
And so this, I think they come out very prepared because they've been doing the actual work that they would do in a newsroom or a newspaper or an online opportunity where they're writing. And I love that about it. It's almost like an apprenticeship in a way within the college environment.
That's right. And, like I said, years ago, universities and higher ed started recognizing the importance of learning communities, people being connected with mutual learners, and experiential learning, which is just learning by doing. And our program has been doing that all along.
Yes.
We don't know any other way to do it. So
you're doing it well. You're leading the charge.
And even if students don't go into professional journalism, news gathering, they can still use their skills in like public relations, social media management. There are so many new opportunities.
Everyone on my staff that have any of those skills, it is such a relief because you can kind of spread out the PR, place of work, to more than just the one person on your team. So it's important. It's like even today with people having good communication skills verbally, those verbal skills go a long way in the workplace. So everything that they're learning, regardless of what field they decide to pursue, those skills are very needed.
They are, and they find their voice and they build their confidence in, and that's transferable to whatever career they choose.
Well, keeping in the theme of legacy, Dr. Wilson, your time as a student media advisor has clearly meant a lot to you, but it's also meant a lot to other people. So you were awarded recently with the Distinguished Advisor Award, and that was at the 2024 National College Media Convention in New Orleans. Now, for our listeners, that's a national award from the Associated Collegiate Press and College Media Association. It represents the highest honor that they can give to a faculty member. So that's a really big deal from anyone's viewpoint. What did that recognition mean to you?
Well, of course, it was an honor to be recognized by those organizations. Everything we do in student media as advisors, my fellow faculty members and staff, it's a team effort. So they built the skills. We all, as a team, built the skills that the students then used to produce the newspaper and the yearbook and all the other media that we have. Over the years, we've entered those into contest by both of those organizations, the CMA and the ACP, and others, the SCJ, Society of Collegiate Journalists. So the students have brought home awards over the years, and I think it was just a culmination of that once these organizations see Tennessee Tech's name attached to so many student awards, and organizational awards are the ones they give for the overall effort. I think that is what allowed me to be recognized in that way. I'm the fortunate person who got to bring the plaque home and put it in my office, but it should have everybody's name on it.
Jonathan, listen at her. That's exactly what we expect from Brenda Wilson. I'm just going to say she's humble. She is giving the credit to all the students. I mean, what a great human being.
Well, and I was going to say you're quick to share credit, but I hope you give yourself credit for that too, Dr. Wilson, because it's very well deserved. And one of the things that I respect and appreciate about you is that not only have you remained at Tech over all these years and continued to pour into students, but you're also helping keep courses relevant to the times that we live, so students can stay on top of what is really a rapidly changing media landscape that is constantly being shaped and reshaped by technology and politics and other factors. When you look at the state of media today, what do you see, and how is that playing out in your courses?
That is well put, Jonathan. He is, one of our alumni, so he sees the big picture and all the pieces. I think the media landscape right now is a bit chaotic. As you said, things have accelerated. Change has accelerated. In early days, right after I graduated through college, and right after I graduated, the big deal then was the 24/7 news cycle. We were trying to grapple with that, and there was a lot of discussion about whether hurrying and in that process trying to create content for so many hours of audience attention, does that make it to where the content isn't as good. And then you introduce into that social media and algorithms giving us all different information and causing a lot of misunderstandings and things, and then AI, which continues to sort of break down the trust, So it's a very challenging and I don't know, it's in some ways exciting too because of the constant change, but we have to constantly be renewing our skills. So the way it has affected, our courses is our coursework is we've added a lot to our curriculum. We have social media management now. That wasn't a class that we offered, a decade ago or so. Podcasting, visual storytelling. We've added a magazine about 12 or 13 years ago. And now we have EVP, Eagle View Productions, and they do broadcast journalism as well as filmmaking, and have recently had a lot of success at the national level and the local and regional levels. We started a film fest last spring to showcase the students' work. So we're just constantly trying to give them new opportunities and new venues for their creative work, but also keeping in tune with the bigger picture. So, talking about what all's been going on in media, with the political landscape and the communication landscape, Tennessee Tech has added a digital literacy component to the general education curriculum. So we're going to hope to be a part of that and really teach people what they're going to need to know to be good citizens of the United States and how to tune out the misinformation and disinformation and all the things that divide us as a country and help us develop better understanding and be able to have conversations with people so that we can engage in civic discourse and civil conversations.
There's
There's all
a
of that,
worthy and
right?
lofty goal.
On top of all the other, things that keep us busy. That's the bigger goal there, is to make sure we graduate good citizens, good consumers.
That is so important, more today than ever before, in my opinion. Now, Dr. Wilson, we talked about the Oracle, but now I want to ask about another exciting anniversary, because I understand that Tennessee Tech's yearbook, the Eagle, will celebrate its 100th anniversary in 2026. So what does that milestone mean to you? And if you can, what kind of things do you have up your sleeve to celebrate next year? Are you allowed to talk about it?
Well, a little bit, yes. So we are just really so excited that we have reached this milestone. The staff is working really hard to create a good 100th issue. And we're working with archives.
Pressure.
Right. So we have just a shout out to our archivist over in the library. Great support there. We're working with them to pull in some of the historic elements that we want to show kind of a then and now and how we've progressed as a university. Again, the alumni office, Kelly Chambers, is working with us. She's got a alumni scavenger hunt going because we did not have a physical copy of the 1926 yearbook. My collection starts with 1927 and on. We have a digital copy of the yearbook, and so Kelly has put the call out, the challenge out to the alumni
to
get out there, search through antique stores, attics, used bookstores, wherever you might find it, and if they'll bring us a copy, we will trade them and give them a current one, the 2026, the 100th. So, and back to the archivist, they have digitized all of our oracles, all of our Eagle yearbooks, all of our magazines.
What a daunting task.
Yes, and in such a great way now we can access that information. So it's accessible if we need to look back at something or pull content to, repackage it like we're doing with the yearbook. So that's what we have going on. We have some other things that we haven't quite worked out or ironed out the details of what sort of celebration we might have. We're hoping to involve our event planning class, which is another area of study that's good hands-on learning for the celebration. And we're trying to get some good photos, campus activity like engagement with us, getting everybody involved that we can. So, we're hoping to have some good photos of we're already out getting student organizations involved. And we have a small staff, but they're staying really busy. They're out there getting photos of everything going on.
Well, you all are in good company there with Megan Atkinson and
absolutely,
and
yes.
University Archives. We've had her on this program, and she's just fantastic. Now,
yes.
Dr. Wilson, one of the things you were talking about the family feel to the Department of Communication and Media at the beginning of this interview, and that clicks with me. I can attest to that. It's absolutely true. And at the beginning of this year, we lost one of those family members, Dr. Graham Kash, and
Yes.
I know that Dr. Kash served at Tennessee Tech for more than 60 years. Which is truly remarkable. I believe he was 87 years old, and President Oldham has called him, quote, one of the most consequential and enduring figures in Tennessee Tech's history. Can you tell us a little bit about your years working with him and what you see as being his legacy?
Yeah, when I think of him, I think of kindness and encouragement. And I think his legacy is he brought out the best in people. That's represented by all the success his speech and debate team, he and his wife Betty, put so much energy and life into that speech and debate team, and they were so successful. He's had awards named after him, and we have a trophy case full of trophies. So that he just really brings out the best. He brought out the best in those around him. He was a great, talented musician, a great storyteller, fascinating conversationalist. So we will truly miss him, but he left such an impact. We still have that, to hold on to. So
That's a beautiful legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this has been such a lovely interview, Dr. Wilson, but we like to end each interview with the same question, so it is that time.
Okay.
How has Tennessee Tech impacted your life?
Well, I would say it opened up a world of opportunities for me. I grew up in rural White County, just down the road, and I feel like I was so fortunate that we had such a quality campus just so nearby. So I didn't have to travel far to get a good education. It was a great size, really for me, the perfect size. I feel like a bigger campus I would have sort of gotten swallowed up in. And a smaller campus I think I would have gotten bored with. So it's a mid-size. It was just, the right size for me. My K-12 teachers had all been educated at Tennessee Tech, so they prepared me well. Our wonderful College of Education,
in a way.
And so I feel like we don't want to take it for granted or forget how blessed we are to have. It's the center of cultural, things here too, art, music, STEM, just all those opportunities. They all kind of come together on
It
campus.
is a beautiful playground for education.
And to keep lifelong learning, the opportunities there. So, yeah. That's
Dr.
what it's meant to
Wilson,
me. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being our guest today on College
Thank
Town
you.
Talk.
I appreciate it.
And for our listeners, if you're enjoying our show and hearing from incredible Tennessee Tech faculty leaders like Dr. Brenda Wilson, would you do us a favor and leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get this podcast? It all helps to spread the word about the great things happening right here in Cookeville.
And we'll meet you right back here again next week for more conversations with the people who make Cookeville Tennessee's college town.
College Town Talk is presented by Tennessee Tech University in partnership with the Cookeville-Putnam County Visitors Bureau. Your hosts are Jonathan Frank and Shan Stout, and original music is performed by Andrew Buckner. Visit us online at tntech.edu/collegetowntalk.